Hello everybody, let's see who joins me this afternoon, and obviously maybe some of you will be watching this later, where we're going to be making body scrubs out of everyday kitchen essentials that you probably have at home and hopefully you don't have to go out shopping especially for, or could be easily added to your weekly shop. And then the dry skin that you possibly are getting at the moment from staying in a little bit more than we normally do will be fixed in no time. It's also a thing that you'll want to gift to everyone. I started making these when a friend gifted me some a scrub, and I kept asking her for the ingredients and she kept saying it's so easy, these are the two things, and I kept saying I don't understand, how do you do it? And then eventually I think she helped me, and I realised what she meant. It really is it's hard to write it down because you just literally just rummage around in the cupboards and the next thing you know you've got a body scrub. So yeah, so just a little bit about me. I'm Gemma. I run a little craft studio in Cardiff called Lark Design Make. Obviously at the moment it's closed, which is a bit sad because it's a lovely little space, but I'm very grateful for opportunities like this and generally live, Facebook Live and Zoom, making it possible that we can all hang out online. So yeah, so a few people have joined. Do add any comments at the bottom. I'll try and keep an eye on them. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm used to people watching that live in Cardiff, so it's nice to think that people are elsewhere watching this. And yeah, we'll get started. And I'd also be keen to know if you're joining live, if you've got some bits and bobs in front of you, or whether you just plan to watch and then do it later, because that might affect the speed that I do it at. So just write any comments at the bottom and I'll get started. Okay, so the essentials that you need obviously are some jars, and hopefully you can just give a really good clean 2 jars that you get, or you can buy sets of jars, but hopefully that's not really necessary. All different sizes. I sometimes make these little mini ones which I use as kind of gifts and just to try things out, but also obviously the full size ones here. And then this one, there's kind of an oaty sugary mixture, and then this one is kind of a coffee, I can't remember actually, coffee, sugar and oil. I made that a while ago. So yeah, you can kind of do whatever you please. So you'll need some dry ingredients. So typical dry ingredients that I use, generally I use brown sugar actually. I don't actually have the coarse brown sugar at home at the moment. So I'm just going to use, you probably recognise this, white sugar. That's totally fine. I use oats, but I try not to use really chunky big ones. So you may want to whip it into the food processor, because obviously they do kind of expand when they have water. So you wouldn't want to use that as a main ingredient. I wouldn't want to clog your pipes up, but it is a nice soft kind of exfoliator that adds. I sometimes make scrubs for my face and I've got oily patches, so I sometimes add a little bit of salt to those, and I find that's really good for kind of removing excess oil on my face. And coffee, and again I probably wouldn't use this as the only dry ingredient. Great, and also really handy if you wanted to make one for a man, so a good addition, nice morning one to wake you up. So generally the main ingredient is sugar, and that's what I'm going to use for this one now. And this is really handy that this session has come, because I literally ran out of my scrub a couple of days ago. So I'm quite excited, and honestly, since I started making them, I've never bought another one since. I just can't bring myself to do it because it's so easy and just quite enjoyable. I'm going to add a tiny bit of oats to this, just because I like that. So these are fine oats, just to make it a bit softer. Oh, and I just thought of something new actually. I'm going to add that to this because I just saw it in the cupboard. I've got some poppy seeds that are just in my cupboard, so I'm going to add those. Again, I've got, for dry skin, nice to have something to exfoliate. And as you can see, just putting it all inside the jar. Something that's really handy is a chopstick. Often those are in your cupboard with good intentions to use them, and then never happens. So this is your opportunity for crafting. Yeah, do let me know what crafts is it that you do, if you do any. How have you been spending your days? So this is going to be a body one, so I'm not going to add any salt to this, but if I was going to add any salt, I generally do that in like a little one, and I make them for my face. I've got one of those at the moment. All right, so that's nice and mixed there. And then you need a wet ingredient, okay? So again, you probably recognise some of these. I also love almond oil, but I don't have any at the moment. Avocado oil, that's nice. It's got quite a dark colour, so that sometimes makes it look different. So it depends on whether you want to use it. Olive oil, just your standard olive oil. I've read that you can use sunflower oil. I don't know. I just feel weird about using sunflower oil. But I don't think there's any problem with it. I think it just reminds me of buying really cheap, really horrible cheap stuff when I was a student, and I feel strange about it. And then this is a little bit more difficult to buy. I really like this stuff. It's coconut oil, but it is really good for cooking. It's really healthy as well. But you can also use the jars of coconut oil, but it's better in the summer. In the winter, you'll really struggle it'll be really thick and you'll struggle to use it. So this stuff is good. It wasn't this liquidy half an hour ago. I just boiled the kettle and left it inside there for a while, and it's all gone liquid now. So this one will be one that I have to kind of scoop out with a spoon or my fingers when I'm in the bathroom, but it's worth it because I do like the scent of coconut. So you just need to put quite a lot in. I'd say it would be mathematically like 2/3 dry, 1/3 oil, something like that. But you'll just you can just tinker around with it. The sugar will absorb a lot of the oil, so you can already see it's taken. That was a pretty good guess there, like I've done it before. So you can just add a little at the time. Keep mixing it in. And of course all the different oils have got different qualities. And they do say avocado oil is a natural SPF. I guess that's not much use in a scrub though. So that to me still looks a little bit dry. So I'm going to add a tiny bit more. I actually made one of these live videos on my own page a couple of weeks ago, and I did it on Instagram, and my dad watches all my videos. He's very, very sweet. And I had this little notification come up on my screen saying like John Forde wants to join the live, and I thought that's weird. I've never had that notification before. So I pressed yes, and then he was like there. He like took over the screen, and it was his face laughing. It was hysterical. So I had to figure out how to get rid of him again. But yeah, he doesn't know I'm doing this one. I kept it a secret from him. Didn't want him to ruin it again. So there we go. I like the consistency of that. And the great thing is, it will obviously change a little bit in the next couple of hours where the dry ingredient soaks in the wet ingredient, but you can just add more or take, you can add more of whatever, the dry or the wet, depending on what you think it would look good. That looks so good. Oh, can't wait to use that. All right, now the final thing will be flavours, and that's actually a lot easier than, of course you could just use it like this, but it's always nice to have a nice scent. So maybe you've got some essential oils in the house, and be careful, don't use fragrance oils. So those are the ones that maybe you use to burn oils in your house to make it smell nice. They aren't good for your skin. Essential oils, maybe you've got some eucalyptus, that's quite good for acne. Kind of those lavender ones that you get, and rose. A lot of people have those sort of things at home. I'm trying to think of the name of it. It'll come to me. Tea tree oil. Those sort of things are perfect to add to this and give that scent. But if you don't have those, or you want to be a bit more adventurous, there might be things in your stock cupboard, and especially at Christmas, things like cinnamon, nutmeg. Maybe you've got some mint that you can add. You can also add fresh ingredients, so you can use something like a lemon, orange, ginger. Again, it's just one of those things that you just need to have a little look and think, I like the smell or the taste of that, so I would like to apply that. Again, you would just grate some of the rind. Now the thing with fresh ingredients is obviously you don't want to make them now if it was a Christmas gift that you're being super organised. I would suggest that you kept fresh ingredients for yourself. You know that you're going to use this scrub in the next couple of weeks, or as a gift, and make sure you explain it that it does have to be used soon, that it's not something that they just store in a cupboard. And then my new favourite thing that I just recently discovered and just blew my mind that I didn't think of it before is adding tea bags. So again, we've all got those tea bags at the back of the cupboard where we think, why did I ever buy those? I never really drink them. So like lemon and ginger, Earl Grey, mint and green, very berry, hundreds of tea bags, never too sure when you bought them, never get through the whole box. So I love lemon and ginger. I'll probably add some fresh lemon later as well because this is for me. And you just literally tear your tea bag open, pour it in, and that will give it a lovely fresh flavour without having to go and buy anything. I love crafts where you don't have to go and buy anything expensive to do it. You really don't have to leave the house, which is perfect right now. So there you go. Give it a little smell. Like I said, I might add a little bit of lemon later, possibly even a little bit of juice from the lemon as well. Yeah, that smells good. I'm happy with that. So yeah, coconut, lemon, ginger, sugar, oats, a little bit of the seeds, a little bit of the black seeds, all inside, and I'm ready to scrub and get lovely soft skin, hopefully. So yeah, I don't know that it's worth. I could show you another. Do comment if you would like me to show you another, but I think you kind of get the idea. You just choose something, a dry ingredient, a wet ingredient, and then you add some scent, you give them a good mix, and then you have a shower or a bath. Yeah, I'll wait a second just in case you have any questions for me, and I'm happy to be contacted later if you think of anything. I'd love to see what you made as well. Do like add any pictures. You can tag the page here or me, Lark Design Make. Like I said, I'm more than happy to have done this workshop just because I get to make something for myself as well, which is always a treat. All right, so no questions? You're a good audience. I hope that means you all understood everything. Yeah, and hopefully you'll be making scrubs in no time. Stay safe, stay alert, and hope to see you again soon. All right, bye. Have a good weekend, okay? Bye.